Тобі все мало, я завмираю тільки коли ми вдвох. Неважливо все, що було тут до. Немає полум'я без диму, рухатись далі ти є мій стимул. Ти підтримка, я протринькав все. Ми переживем смутний час, переживем, це залежить від нас. Знаю, що тебе так сильно кохав, але ледве стою на ногах. Запах прокурених штор, дусти за вікном буря та шторм. Пусто мені, так пусто мені. На жаль, зараз не дочаєшся свій стан. Не ти коли почаєш, ким став. Певно берегом печалі, а обіцяв зірок з неба на початку. Ми переживем смутний час, переживем, це залежить від нас. Знаю, що тебе так сильно кохав, але ледве стою на ногах.
Okay, let's get this started. All right. So, it is 6:03 a.m. It is January 19th. Let's see what the weather has in store for us. Late winter's handoff is too early. Spring could mean increasingly above average temperatures for many. It's like 30 degrees around here, and it's around 50 degrees around here. It's probably around 50 degrees up in this area. I think down in Florida it's probably around 40, and this whole area right here is still hot. Or, excuse me, pretty cold. Or that's inaccurate. So these are normal temperature. Here, let me just go into this real quick. There we go. So these are averages, like above average, close to average. So this is normal temperature, or excuse me, below but near average. And then this is like most above average. What's interesting to me is things like air quality. So if you take a look at air quality for the United States, let's go ahead and zoom out here. You'll see that the United States has pretty decent air quality throughout. There are spikes, like down here. It's like near Van Horn, I guess, Texas. It's actually a little east of Van Horn. And then this up here, there's actually a ridge here where the air gets trapped and can't progress and like spread out, so it just gets trapped there and builds up. San Diego, Phoenix, Vegas, Fresno, Los Angeles, San Francisco. High population areas are going to have more air pollution. Boise, Idaho, that's a ton of air pollution up there. That's also a geographical issue as well. Now, if you go across the ocean, you'll see that you get significantly higher air quality issues over in China, but that's also a very geographical issue as well. The whole Great Wall, the ridge, and everything that goes up along there. Beijing's basically in like a valley, and it caps all that pollution in there. So that's that air quality. We got plenty of planes in the air right now, all over the world. Top three are Royal Air Force, which flew down from the UK, went to the Black Sea, and it's just doing loops around here. Some other plane right there. Number two is, it's that other plane, which is United States Navy. And number three is also in that same area. That's the United States Air Force. Let's see, what are they doing up there? That one flew down from Poland. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Just flying around. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to go to the next tab. So, Takeaways from Haley Town Hall. She responded to Trump's racist dog whistles and later defended her claim that. How could somebody say that the U.S. was never racist? It doesn't make any sense. So, the United States, after the Civil War, became, the United States. Now, the alternative was the Confederacy, and under that didn't necessarily mean slavery, but that was the main course right there, was slavery. So, yeah, the U.S. was definitely racist. It's still racist. It's ridiculous. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the only thing the Civil War was about. It was actually primarily about, aside from slavery, also about whether or not states should be able to govern themselves like independent nations. Similar to how the European Union exists, we would have states that operate independently and kind of sovereign, and then be able to pool our resources together to achieve common goals. But that's like we would have never gotten to the moon if we had done something like that. The Confederacy existed basically as a way to get rid of the federal government. The federal government exists because the Confederacy doesn't. If we didn't have the federal government, we would just have a whole bunch of states that are governing themselves. And, I don't know how that would work. It might work. Who knows? I don't think so, though. We got more Trump stuff. This is all U.S. news, and that's just boring. BBC. Gaza's destruction versus the lost generation. Band of Brothers, last great uncool TV show. Why electric vehicles struggle in extreme cold? I think everyone knows. Batteries don't do well. The grid is taxed. And when you get all these electric vehicles charging all at the same time, it's just not going to work out well. Sky News, what do we got? 2,800 Port Talbot steel jobs axed under taxpayer-funded electric shift. Danger to life warning as storm Isha to batter UK with 80-mile-an-hour wind. That's a lot. That's a lot of miles per hour. Very real risk of measles spreading. That's dangerous. NATO preparing for war. This person was, I'm not going to read that aloud because this is Twitch and not an actual news station. But feel free to like and subscribe, and maybe it will be. NATO preparing for war with Russia as Germany warns Putin may launch attack. Well, Germany's smoking crack because Putin he's not going to do anything. I mean, he might do some crazy stuff. He's known to pop off every now and again, but he's not going to risk an all-out war. That's just not going to happen. And I don't think Russian soldiers really want to do that. Like, no soldier from any army is just like sitting there. Oh yeah, let's go die for our country. Nobody wants to do that. UK newborn girl found in shopping bag on street by dog walker. That's sad. I was in Beijing when that happened. Once in Beijing, somebody just left a baby like right on the median. World Houthis launch missiles at U.S.-owned tanker. Cruises canceled due to Red Sea attacks. What's the Black Sea? Let me zoom out. Caspian, Mediterranean, Tiberian. Tiberian. Turanian Sea? Tiberian. I think it was because I was watching Star Trek earlier. James Tiberius Kirk. Well, where's the Red Sea? Aegean Sea. Sea of Marmara, Black Sea. Which, I think the Black Sea is a very interesting thing. If Russia gets Ukraine, they have all this ocean front. Then the only thing standing between them and the Mediterranean is Turkey. Specifically, the Panama Canal of the other side of the world. Except it wasn't man-made. So, Taiwan news. This starts at business usually. What? No. There we go. Latest 24-hour Esleet bookstore opens for business in Taipei. Taiwan stock market rebounds after shaky week. U.S.-China working group meets face-to-face for first time in Beijing. China gives visa waiver to visitors from 11 countries. That sounds pretty cool. I'm going to open this. Save it for later. Sogo department store and Taipei Dome open before Lunar New Year. That's probably a smart move because it's going to be so packed. Taiwanese athletes win medals at World Deaf Youth Games. Taiwan's Doublethink Lab outlines China's election meddling in FIMI report. Taiwanese man suspected of stabbing ex-wife to death in McDonald's parking lot. I'm not surprised by. Is there a way to turn off the auto advance? I'm not surprised by the stabbing of the lady. I'm surprised by McDonald's having a parking lot there. Taiwan's TSMC reports a large Q4 consolidated revenue. TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. Taiwan metro area is ranked among worst globally for traffic. Well, it's an island. Fans of Taiwan pop star JHL sue airline after missing concert. I wouldn't sue. I wouldn't even go, though. TSMC's second Arizona fab production postponed to 2027-2028. Dang it. See, when this gets here, it's going to open up a ton of jobs in Arizona. A serviceman drowns at Taiwan Naval Base in Yilan. Kaohsiung's thief caught after stealing valuable artworks. Taiwan averts Lunar New Year high-speed rail strike. Oh, that would have been terrible. High-speed rails, man, I've been doing a lot of research on high-speed rails recently. And some of these things can get up to like 400 or 500 miles an hour. That's awesome. Ministry unveils subsidies to encourage XR creations. That's mixed reality. Pilots Union says holiday strike possible. Ministry touts its mental health counseling program. Tumor-laden turtle rewilded on East Coast with tracker. High wealth to pay over Taichung MRT incident. Japanese diet group discusses Taiwan. U.S. lawmakers visit Taiwan in a few weeks. So, CNA and I sign MOU on news sharing. There's too many acronyms. India-based Asian News International signed a memorandum of understanding on Friday to pave the way for Taiwan and India to share news stories and other media. Well, that's kind of like what I'm doing right here. Lai officially declared ROC president-elect, vows to foster unity. HSR union cancel strike after year-end bonus hiked to 3.8 months of pay. Organization warns against post-election Chinese disinformation. That it happens in China just as it happens in America. China Daily. Tough stance on corruption wins praise. What we got here? 10 photos from across China. Top 10 Chinese listed software companies by market value. Kingsoft, I've heard of them. 360, I've heard of them. Children's clothing industry thrives in a small town. Man, the clothing industry in China in general is just freaking awesome. Same with Korea. Dongdaemun, oh my god, that place is amazing. China expects the automobile industry to remain in top gear. Yeah, I see what they did there. Optimized immigration policies benefit people. That'd be cool. It took, I think, August, September. It took 4 months to get my visa when I went to China. Measures to foster recovery coming. Travel demand amps up as Spring Festival nears. Man, Spring Festival is going to be cool. Okay. We got Global Times, also Chinese. Uzbekistan president to visit China amid sound development of relations. At the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping, President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev will pay a state visit to China. China has no... I need to turn this down. Who we got there? I need to turn on my overlay. I can't even see you. Hold on. There we go. Jaded Athena 2023. What's up? Thank you for the follow. You're awesome. So I'm trying to power through 33 news websites for the morning news. I'm like almost a quarter of the way done. China achieves 5.2% GDP growth in 2023. No intention of participating in the space race. What? Why don't they want a little friendly competition is fine. Okay, moving on. This one is CGTN. UK designates Hizb ut-Tahrir a terrorist organization. This looks a lot like the rest of the Chinese news. So we're going to move on to India now. I got to turn this overlay off. I can't read anything on my screen. Many Ayotas, but name of Ram's birthplace, same in all versions of Ramayana. That's the same article that just popped up. Okay. Photo of Ram Laya's face as 5-year-old child emerges ahead of Pran Pratishna. That's the consciousness ceremony? I think it's something about imbuing the statue with consciousness before it can be worshipped in a temple. It looks like that's going to pretty much dominate the news. And another Indian website. Yep, there it is again. And there it is again. Wish I had lived in such a house in childhood. The Prime Minister of India just said that. Wow. Let's move on forward to Japan. Kishida vows to disband LDP faction, the Liberal Democratic Party. Liberal Democratic Party faction over fund scandal. Japan inflation slows in December as energy bills fall. Prosecutors indict without arrest several LDP faction members probably related to this right up here. And woman arrested after bodies of missing couple found under Tokyo home. Asian stocks track Wall Street gains. Oh, there it is again. The LDP turmoil. Latest indignity for China's flawed recovery. Neighbors whose economic fortunes were supposed to be tied to the heft of China's rebound from the pandemic seem to be doing pretty well without it. AI apocalypse now. Only in our fevered dreams. So people are having some doubts about AI in China, or excuse me, in Japan. And more Japanese news. This is Australia. This is actually the same as yesterday. I need to find a better news source for Australia. This is Russia. So Chapova was sentenced to 28 years in prison in the case of a terrorist attack in St. Petersburg. The Federation Council responded to NATO's call to prepare for war with Russia. And Medvedev called evidence of complete decomposition of European leadership. Civil conscription service restored in Sweden. Kazakhstan is now a single time zone. Very important if you plan to visit Kazakhstan, which I plan to do eventually. Residential buildings damaged as a result of Ukrainian armed forces shelling of a village in the Bryansk region. I can't pronounce half these words. Hold up, what? Follows do not get beard rides. Subscriptions do. So find me like 100 more followers, and we'll see what happens after that. We'll just take it step by step. But yeah, definitely tell all your friends and get them in here and get them to follow me and all that other good news. So off to news.ru. Marines and Airborne Forces, military expert on Russia plans in the Central African Republic. Russia. Come on, Russia. After being dismissed, they decided to transfer Sergey the cat from some cat. Somebody killed in a gas explosion. Another cat. They have a thing with cats in Russia. Video has appeared of Putin dipping into an ice hole for Epiphany. What? Can you imagine if somebody said that about President Biden? A video has appeared of President Biden dipping into an ice hole for Epiphany. Federal Superior or FSB detained a woman who spied for the Ukrainian armed forces. I can't even imagine what that person's going through right now. Peskov announced the absence of mass unrest in Bashkira. Georgia calls for Zelensky to answer for shameful lies about victims of terrorist attack filed claims against Chapova for 50 million rubles. Girl's hands were torn off by explosion in apartment. Oh my God. It became known about the destruction of 2 drones in the Bryansk region. And we're going to go ahead and go on to the next site. 28 years in prison. Okay, we saw that one already. French ambassador arrived at the Russian Foreign Ministry in connection with the destruction of French militants. Destruction of French militants? The death? Usually destruction is with vehicles or something. Court in Moscow arrested the president of the inter-regional Uzbek community, Vatandash. That's probably a thing. Okay. I think this is the last Russian site, and then, no, one more after this. West-East confrontation in hot phase. This guy, here's why Russia and the U.S. are set for a long confrontation. We've been in a long confrontation. It's old. I'm not even worried about it anymore. Y'all aren't going to do anything. Neither are we. French mercenaries dying for a Nazi regime. Ukraine aid deal is far off. Russian MP proposes sending divorcees to Ukraine conflict zone. What? Oh my God. Putin says that Trump says that he got along with Putin. Cheap gas is coming back, and that's the ball game. Next site. Russia seeks 28-year sentence for a woman accused of killing pro-war blogger. how activist arrests sparked protests in Russia's Bashkortostan. This week's events mark the latest instance in Bashkortostan's long history of protests over environmental and indigenous rights issues. Ukraine says West must halt supply of weapons parts to Russia. So we're sending weapons to Ukraine, but also supplying Russia with weapons parts. Just playing both sides. Yeah, it looks like a gamer. Oh, World Esports Body suspends Russia over offices in occupied Ukraine. Whoa. That directly affects Twitch, I bet. I wonder, do they use like a different like streaming service over there? Like I've seen plenty of Russian streamers on TikTok, but I haven't seen a whole lot on well, I guess I have seen a bunch on Twitch. Okay, so ready for Europe. This is going to be Europe and Africa. Pakistan says it, and also Asia. It has no desire to escalate tensions with Iran. He's back. Turkmen president sideline cousin ignites punch-up at Ashgabat bar. This week in Russia, carnage and clampdown. Shooter of enlistment officer in Siberia gets 19 years. Hundreds gather in Ufa to support imprisoned activist. State of emergency announced in Russia, Novosibirsk, as heating pipes burst during cold snap. Ukrainian drone sets oil depot on fire in Russia's Bryansk region, says governor. Russia rejects U.S. arms control talks, citing U.S. support for Ukraine. My dreams turn to dust. Voices of Afghan women banned from studying by the Taliban. War-like cross-border strikes. Major escalation in long-running Iran-Pakistan row. Okay, next site. And we got Israel-Hamas war. More war. More war. North Korea. War. Oh, underwater nuclear drone test. Turkey. War. No. Private flight by some guy. Astronaut takes off for ISS on private flight. I've been tracking the ISS for the past month. And that thing goes 17,000 miles an hour. That's so fast. It'll go all the way around the world. Really fast. It'll cross the entire continental United States in 20 minutes. I can't even get to the gas station and back in 20 minutes. Ukraine detains spy suspect over Russian toxic disaster plot. What do we got here? This is France 24. Israel bombs Gaza. Netanyahu says told U.S. he opposes Palestinian state in any post-war scenario. Justice Department report finds cascading failures during Uvalde, Texas shooting. Why is France reporting on American news like that? Cyprus football bans away fans after player hurt. Indian workers seek jobs in Israel. Undeterred by conflict. Our children won't forget grief and anger. Okay, next. What is this? You're active. Hungary doubles down on Ukraine aid demand. I feel like that was a headline yesterday. Leak European Commission mulls options for boosting R&D and dual-use technology. That's kind of cool. I'll save that one for later. Poland's Constitutional Tribunal. Tusk's changes to public media illegal. Wonder what they mean by that. Europe's upcoming carbon management strategy. European health workforce, without a doubt, worse off than before the thing. First all European commercial astronaut mission launched on flight to space station. That's cool. So they're only a year behind. Or a couple years behind. But still, they're doing well. What else we got? Drills with 90,000 troops in Europe. Chechnya not prepared for a European Digital Services Act. I want to follow what's going on with this Digital Services Act. So this is Pellegrini to announce presidential candidacy. A really good step forward. Experts praise EU anti-money laundering deal. And did they update their website finally? Yes, 2 hours ago. Burkina Faso fresh coup attempt thwarted. Man, there's like another coup every 5 minutes in Africa. It's crazy. But that's going back to what I said earlier. That's kind of how it would be under a confederacy if you don't have some type of a like governing body for all those little countries all over the place. Like the European Union is a bunch of countries that have a union. The United States is a bunch of states, which are essentially countries, that are united under a federal government. Africa doesn't really have that. They just have a whole bunch of individual countries that are struggling. And they're also overturning governments like every 6 months. Leslie Loco, first African woman to win Reba Royal Gold Medal for what? What was that? Architecture. I thought it was agriculture. What? No. No. Go to the next one. There we go. Is there an arrow thing? Africa's culinary queens breaking world records and serving culture. Private sector solutions to Africa's displacement crisis. Ethiopia-Somaliland deal, a pivotal move for sea access and regional relations. Well, stop sending pirates at, cargo ships, and that would be a good start too. War in Sudan. Cholera outbreak. Oh, God, that's going to be horrible if it breaks out, of that region. Okay, next. Who we got now? Bangladesh. Newborn baby found alive in shopping bag. I think we read that back on Sky News. Sunny spell to ease winter woes. Sri Lanka shows signs of recovery, but challenges remain, according to the International Monetary Fund. U.S. calls for credible probe into Bangladesh poll-related violence. Washington also raised concerns about the arrest of opposition leaders and reports of election irregularities. Ferry capsize. North Korea teens get 12 years hard labor for watching K-pop. Oh, can you imagine that? All they want is some BTS. Russia regrets Argentina's decision not to join BRICS. Oppenheimer and fashion stuff. I want to read this article later. Oh, and we've got more. So, crew with first Turkish astronaut launched on flight to space station. Japan Airlines names ex-cabin attendant as first female president. Hey, that's awesome. Australian consumers increasingly spend only on bargains. Prince William visits wife Kate after surgery. Who cares? I mean, hope she feels better. I don't know what happened there, but people typically visit people after surgery, right? Indian devotees splurge on jets, gold idols as Hindu temple opens. Whoops, what was that? What does Red Sea disruption mean for Europe's economy? Bangladesh solar power surge set to unlock thousands of green jobs. I think I heard about that last week. A day in Orange Man's world. Morning courtroom, evening campaign drill. Then fly out for golf. Indian Chinese troops clashed twice in 2022. China's population drops for second year with record low birth rate. They got rid of the one-child policy in, 2016, 2017? And now their birth rate's dropping. Trump is fit to be president, even if convicted, most Iowa voters say. Well, nobody cares about Iowa. Elton John, this is regurgitated news from the other day. What we got left? Vanguard? I feel like I picked this place apart last time too. Oh, no, that was the other site. There was one site that was like some guy in his basement, and it was passing for like a legit news site. So Supreme Court affirms Oberev Wari as Delta governor. Supreme Court upholds election of Governor Abiodun of Ogun State. The Apex Court upheld Apex Court. Wow. Upheld. They got kind of cool names for stuff. Earlier verdict of Court of Appeal. Supreme Court to determine fate of 9 governors today. And that's that. How'd I do? 47 minutes. That's the new record. I think last time it took me just over an hour. Before that, it took me 5 hours. 5 whole freaking hours. So that is your morning news. And I'm going to go ahead and have a nice day. And I hope you do too. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for the follow. And I hope to see you next time. Remember, this may not be a thing every day, but hopefully it will be most days. 6 a.m. I want to power through 33 sites. I'm going to see how many days in a row I can do this. So right now I'm on day number 2 of powering through this. And then on Saturdays, which is tomorrow, I'm going to try and spend a lot more time on it, but if I can power through it in an hour and then just play some games, I'm going to do that. Today, I've got a lot of stuff to do, so it's going to be a short stream, like only an hour, really like 45 minutes roughly. Kind of want to just stick around for an hour, so I'm going to play some War Thunder, and I'm going to play some Star Citizen. I'm going to play some Star Citizen right now, and there's nothing you can do about it. RSI. Let's go ahead and get that all set up. La la la. Acknowledge. Okie doke. Hurry up, Star Citizen. I was like on a roll. And now I'm just waiting on Star Citizen forever. I think it's finally done. Nope, sure isn't. Is this going to make me go through the freaking... Yep. I'm going to have to do the Windows borderless thing and all that nonsense. I'll do a screen capture instead. We will do a display capture instead, because that's just easier. Okay, let's see if Let's see if my whole stream crashes this time. Oh my god. We're gonna wait for 10 hours while this loads. And that's just the way it's gonna be. Okay, I don't think this is gonna be like a quick. I thought I'd be able to like jump in here and just play the game for a little bit, but nah, I forgot. There's like nothing fast about this game, so I'm gonna actually just completely abandon all hope and instead we're gonna play War Thunder. That game I know will start up and not leave me hanging. Jaded Athena, where did you go? Where art thou? That was a very inappropriate question, too. I must say. For your first question, that's how you started off? Oh my god. You're either a troll or I'm just that good looking. And we are good. So let's go to war. I'll do a quick battle in War Thunder, and then that's it. Athena, do you speak any other languages? Oh man, I've like forgotten all the different controls for this game. Like all of them. Oh man, you're in a B-25. Close enough. Oh man, he clipped the wing. Who is that? Camilco Strzera. Let's see if I can get some altitude and take out some bases. Although, you know what? Altitude isn't going to help me at all. Altitude here isn't going to help me at all. Because everybody's starting off super high. My best bet is to get speed and then try to make it through all the bases. Okie dokie, we're almost there. Oh no, I do need altitude, otherwise the anti-aircraft is going to rip me apart. But I don't want to stall. Of course. I'm just out of here now. No. No way. Flying like garbage today. P-61. I want to try flying one of those. I think it's got a giant turret on top.
Attention to the map. Attack enemy base.
How did that B-25 get so far up? Should be able to make short work of this guy. Or girl, or whoever. Whatever they identify as. Of this airplane. Oh, looks like they want to come say hi. Oh, of course. My pilot blacked out. I don't know where I'm at anymore. Go. Reload everything. Get some altitude. Uh-oh, I hear somebody. Ah! Barely heard him at the last minute. Sorry, guy. Not gonna happen. Not today. Nope, I'm just gonna fly away. They're still on me, aren't they? He's still alive? I don't even know who's shooting at me right now. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone and let me kill these howitzers. Whoa! Almost didn't make that. Yikes. Somebody's close. Somebody's really close. So is that guy. And that's it, we win. Alright, that's all. That's all, folks. Hope you enjoyed the morning news and the short but sweet War Thunder victory, because that's how it should be. I had a blast. I also had like a couple of kills, I think. Maybe? So, next time, tomorrow, I'm going to shoot for tomorrow, 6 a.m., and we'll do the news again. Have fun.
So it must be a spear without a shield. There we go. Right. So I'm now against the sword system. There we go. Thanks for the ride.
Oh my gosh.
Really appreciate it.